Hey guys, and welcome to Poolshed Games. I'm the Lich Lord, and this is
the Merc.
Yep. And tonight we are going to be giving you kind of a beer in development, but without beer. We have water.
We have water.
Yeah. We have water.
It's New Year, and we're trying to drink a little less because it'll make us healthier.
Yeah, we're being responsible this night. But anyways, in this water in development, I guess, we'll be talking about just some of the things we have coming up, some of the new games we're going to be playing, some of the changes in the pool shed, because we cleaned in here.
We cleaned.
We
do that once in a while. It's this weird thing where eventually we start with just a couple things, and it just turns into an avalanche of cleaning.
Yeah. This was seriously like a spur-of-the-moment rage clean.
Because we got a shelf. We had to put the shelf together, and we needed space for the shelf.
Right.
And then we didn't like where we had it initially, so we had to clean another spot.
Which I suppose this would be a good time to show
off the shelf.
Show you the shelf, because it's quite impressive. This is quite impressive.
That's our shelf.
That is our shelf. And if you can see,
look at all those board games.
There's a lot of games.
Which hopefully we'll be bringing you playthroughs of all of those.
Some terrain.
And there's a terrain shelf. And a machete.
Machete, just, you never know, zombies, man.
Dice, more board games, and sadly our shelved Uncharted Seas and Firestorm Armada fleets.
But yeah, that's a shelf. That's and if you've seen some of our old videos, you know that corner was just a stack
mess
of a stack of board games and dice and old bits. And I think that every gamer out there who plays tabletop games, the bane of keeping things clean is bits.
Bits and boxes.
So many bits.
Bits and boxes.
So many boxes. And you end up opening so many things, and you don't realize that you didn't throw the boxes away. It's like, why didn't we throw this shit away when we opened it?
You're sitting there and you're like, this is a box of bits for an army I don't even have anymore.
Yeah.
Why do I have this?
Yeah, I mean, they're like, I used to play Space Orbs. And I'm pretty sure there are bits everywhere for Space Orbs.
There's a box of Tyranid bits over there. Yeah. And I don't play Tyranids anymore.
What else?
And apparently nobody else will be playing Tyranids either.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry about Tyranids, but we heard about your codex.
Okay.
We feel you. We feel your pain.
I was there with you in 5th edition.
But, moving past.
So I guess a good little question to interject here is, how do you guys deal with your bits? I know I have seen like videos of some guys that have very organized like tackle boxes with like labels of what the bits are, and like they're all separated. You have guys like us, you just kind of throw all the bits in a box.
Look, oh hey, a box, bit.
And then when you need a bit, you just sift through the box. In a way, it's kind of like looking for gold.
In a way, you never know what you might find. Like,
this is true.
I have found some ancient things in my house, like straight up like 2nd edition 40k orcs that have been around since like the 80s. I must have bought at a flea market at some point.
I think I have a rogue trader land speeder around here somewhere too.
Yeah,
but that's...
and even games that have been discontinued, like what's that one game you guys play?
Warzone.
And like Vor.
And Vor. Warzone.
Yeah, I've never played those games. These guys.
The funny thing is when you're a gamer and you have older gamer friends, you are introduced to and kind of drug into playing a lot of different games. Yeah. I mean, I have played a lot of games.
Fun like old advanced Dungeons and Dragons books and just AD&D, all this stuff.
I have a BattleTech box game around here somewhere. The old one that had cardboard cutouts, not the new one with plastic miniatures in it. Yeah. I don't even play BattleTech. I didn't even like that game.
But
I played with a bunch of dicks that ruined it for me.
These things, they happen.
Yeah. When you're getting into a new game, I'm sure everybody out there knows this, but when you're getting into a new game or you're just getting into the gaming hobby, make sure you're playing with friends or people that aren't dicks.
Yeah.
Nothing will ruin this experience faster than somebody that will just look to crush you because you're new.
I would say that out there, that probably at least 80% of the gamers are out to just have fun, play a game, have a good time, be social a little bit. Then you have like 20% that are just power gamers, and, to a certain extent, there's nothing wrong with power gamers.
There's nothing wrong with competitive gaming.
Right. But then there are the people that, if you're new, who will absolutely crush you just for the thrill of crushing somebody that was new. And this isn't just This isn't necessarily just tabletop gaming. This is like computer gaming. And any type of gaming there is.
I mean,
there's always going to be
like,
that guy.
In like Call of Duty, you have that.
Yeah,
a
StarCraft.
Starcraft.
Big time, especially the original. But yeah, most of the gamers out there are and even though that 20% of extreme power gamers, they're good people. It's just that they like to make people that are new not feel very good about the game.
Which the funny thing about the hobby is it attracts all sorts. All sorts with all different types of social skills and levels of social interaction skills. I mean, when you first got into this game, both of us, it's not like we were exactly social butterflies.
Oh, I mean, that's one of the things, though. I mean, gaming gives people the chance where they can meet face-to-face. I mean, you're all there gaming, so you have an idea that everybody's maybe a little bit nerdy.
And the funny thing is, like I've said in the Quest for Gaming at College series that I was doing, and I will be doing again here, starting this coming Wednesday, if you're willing to put your, like, geek flag on and wear it a little bit and say, oh, yeah, you know, I play D&D, or mention you like D20s or something, a lot of times you'll be surprised at the people out there. They're like, oh, wow, yeah, I play D&D, or I'd like to try D&D. If you play it,
it's very
true. It will come.
And you know, the thing is, it's strange. And this video is going a different direction than I thought it was going to. But that's all right. Hey.
Hell, you know, it's
strange.
It's our time to just talk.
It's strange because, you know, like, when we were in high school, if you played D&D, you were, like, not necessarily outcasts. We weren't outcasts.
No.
But it's not something that you kind of went around like, hey, you know, I play D&D, and people want, you know, where it's like, oh, get away from me, you nerd! Oh my god, you know what I mean?
Well, the thing
is, not everybody, but
we were big. We also played football.
Right.
I mean, we weren't your typical nerds.
Right. Exactly.
In the like quote unquote sense. But yeah, I mean, it just being kind of nerdy. It ended up where you weren't in the cool circles, I guess.
Right. Well, now, I mean, and this is a good thing. This is a very good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's very accepted. I mean, college and people are all about D&D and games and things like that.
They have like 2 different gaming groups at college.
It's really one of those things where it's like, what happened? Why couldn't I be in high school now? Because it'd be great. I mean, and it's great because you see a lot more women playing, which is a great thing. You know, you see people who you wouldn't necessarily expect playing games, which is good. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, honestly, yeah, there might be a few things that you get annoyed with here and there. Mm-hmm. But generally, if you have more people playing games, you're going to have more friends, and more friends means a better life, I suppose, to a certain extent.
I guess the only downside of that is, as the geek culture becomes broader, you have that group that are the kind of the grognards.
Yeah.
That are, oh, you're not really a gamer, you're just blah, 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 you're a casual or whatever. Everybody that rolls dice or plays video games, they're all gamers.
Yeah.
I mean, in a thing like this where, like I said, sometimes people aren't the most socially accepted, when you come into this circle, this community of, like, gamers or role players, video game players, whatever, or even if your hobby is like just building scale models or doing whatever not sport, not socially accepted cool thing, you should be able to find a group of people that are willing to accept you. And I mean, if you do have some rough spots, people will be willing to help you, you know, work them out.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what I think the gaming community should be about.
But and I also think it's important to realize that, I mean, there is nobody out there that knows every little thing about every fandom. I mean, I know a ton about Tolkien and The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, but I don't even come close to knowing all of it. There's nobody that knows all this stuff. You know, there's nobody that knows every little fact about Star Trek. There are people who know a lot about Star Trek. Yeah. There are a lot of people who know a lot about Star Wars, but there's nobody who really knows a lot. And for people who are just getting into those hobbies, those, you know, fandoms, if you want to call it that, I mean, you shouldn't necessarily be negative towards them. Maybe give them a hand. I mean, heck, the more people that like Lord of the Rings for me, the better. And I'm sure that people who like Star Trek, I mean, I like Star Trek too. But, But yeah, there's nobody that is all-knowing when it comes to these sorts of things.
To bring it back to like gaming, I've never understood the drive to crush a new player, like the noob stomp. We're all new at some point. Mm-hmm. It's not like we come into this knowing how to play 40K or War Machine or Dystopian Wars or any game like that. And the people that, instead of teaching new players how to play, would rather just like crush them and wipe them off the board. I don't understand that, because you're giving them a negative experience, and that person's likely not to want to play again.
Yeah.
And there you've just alienated someone from the community that might have been a great person to play games with.
Yep.
So I've never understood the desire, even in like video games. Like when I used to play the original StarCraft, you would get that all the time. People would make noob-only games just so they could crush new players. And I never understood that.
Yeah. And it's good to be patient with people, too. I mean, we've had people who come up here where at first it's like, I don't know if this is going to work out. But then after, like a few sessions or, gaming a little bit longer, you get to know the person better. They get more comfortable around you. You get more comfortable around them. And everything goes better. And but yeah, when it comes to the noob kind of, the noob crushing, I guess that's a good way to put it.
Noob stuff.
I really don't think there's ever an excuse for that. I mean, if somebody's trying to get into the game, you should encourage them to want to play for fun, and not to just like embarrass them, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, if you're in a competitive environment where you play in a competitive group, that's fine.
Or that's different. Yeah.
Help the new player learn how to be competitive too.
Yeah.
I mean, don't just crush people.
Yeah. But
I guess the message here is peace and love, man.
Yes, peace and War Machine.
Peace and play like you got a pair.
Yeah. But yeah, that's that. I think it was a good talk. But aside from that, some other news we have coming up.
School is starting for me again. Here, I'm going back Sunday.
Yeah.
Which means I'll be meeting with the DM on Monday for pizza and beer, and we will be discussing the game and kind of figuring out where it's going to go. Which means there will be a new season of the Quest for Gaming at College starting this Wednesday.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, it won't be on this pretty camera because my laptop and this camera didn't get along.
I agree.
I don't know why, but it didn't. So it'll be on my laptop camera, which is not a bad camera.
Right.
I mean, it's all right.
And I guess with me, the book cantina is going to keep going for a while. I have not gotten too bogged down. I haven't had as much time as I hoped to over break. I started school 2 weeks ago, but I have a pretty good review discussion of The Way of Kings coming up, and that's going to be good. And I'm eventually going to do Dune. I'm going to be doing them like I used to every other week. Hopefully from here on out. I think I did one. Yeah, I did one last week on The Hobbit and the Hobbit movie. Hopefully you guys check that video out, because it was pretty good. There's some interesting things in there. If you're into that,
I'm gonna try to get some movie reviews up again.
Yes.
Sadly, the last movie I actually went and saw in theaters was Anchorman 2.
Oh, how was that?
It was all right.
My cousin liked it.
Girl I know asked me to go, so I said yes. He's really the only reason I said yes.
But yeah, of course, the last movie I saw was The Hobbit. I still have to see Pacific Rim.
You haven't seen Pac Rim yet?
I have not.
Oh man,
that's the word. I am ashamed because
you should
of that.
be.
I'm not really ashamed about. I haven't seen. Excuse me. Star Trek Into Darkness either, and I really want to see that.
I really want to see.
I
want to see Monuments Men when it comes out. Have you seen the previews for that? With
I think so. Yeah.
Like John Goodman, George Clooney, Bill Murray. It just looks like it'll be good. Now the movie I don't really have any desire to see is Lone Survivor.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'm not into those.
Mark Wahlberg. I mean, he's all right, Mark Wahlberg, but I don't know.
But we're looking to do that, and we've been talking about it, and it is going to happen. We are gonna bring you the Battle Cry series.
Yes, it will happen.
And on top of that, we are going to start doing
reps, maybe,
like intro to board games.
Yes.
That reps eventually. I'd like to get some more stuff painted.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Which I'm going to show this off because it's really awesome. I got this for Christmas from one of the people in our gaming group. But that is an amazingly well painted model. And looks great in the camera because it focused and stuff, which is unusual for us. But yeah, that's pretty awesome. My friend Dom did that. He gave one to the Merc also, which is also very awesome. What's a?
It was Harkovich, the Iron Wolf for Commodore.
Yeah, I think it's
I
pretty...
could dig it out, but I don't want to like move around and stuff.
I
didn't know we were going to show off our models.
Yeah,
or
I wasn't going to, but it's like sitting there, so I was like,
just one-upping me all over the place here.
Yeah.
Jerk.
But yeah, that's what's bad about that is I suck at painting. I'm just not good at it. I don't mind doing it. I kind of enjoy it.
What you do
I'm bad.
You hone your skills on your Dystopian War stuff.
Yes.
And then you move on to your War Machine stuff.
You know, I think one of the big things with painting is that when I first tried to do it, I had a Khorne army, Khorne Chaos Knights, not Chaos Knights, but Warriors of Chaos Khorne army. And you know, the big thing with painting Warhammer stuff is there's just so much.
It's very repetitive.
There's so much of the same stuff. And that just wore me out. I think it turned out alright. I mean, Chaos Knights, Khorne Chaos Knights are pretty easy. Just some red and some black and some chainmail here and there. But it doesn't seem so daunting with War Machine and Hordes just because the armies aren't so huge.
Personally, I loved painting. I loved painting Uncharted Seas miniatures. Really looking forward to painting these Dystopian Wars miniatures. There's something about painting naval boats
Yeah, I agree.
that I just like.
Never forget the first thing I painted.
Skittles.
It was Grimgore Ironhide.
AKA Skittles.
And I painted it, and it looked like Skittles.
I can't say
the rainbow
anything.
orc.
The Empire Army I painted there, that was pretty bad too. I did not know about thinning paints at the time. So it was kind of like pink blobs for faces, and it wasn't very good.
These things happen.
But hey, we're all new at one point.
Share with us your painting horror stories. I have plenty of them.
Yeah. And your motivation to keep painting. I mean, sometimes I really need that. I need to find...
Oh, yeah.
No, like when it gets warmer, it's not bad. I can come up here into the office, I put some music on in the CD player, and I just can kind of zone out and paint. But like when it's cold, I don't paint.
Yeah.
So I can't paint up here. And I don't want to do it down the house.
But anything else you want to talk about?
Anything else big you think we have coming up? We really need to look into like upcoming conventions.
Yeah, that is true. We unfortunately missed the War Store weekend, which I wanted to do. But
one of these weekends, we might just take a trip up to the War Store in New York, up in Horseheads.
Yeah.
It's only, I think, like an hour away from my school.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Do some like gaming up there. Maybe meet Neil.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Maybe meet the Grand Poobah of the War Store. That would be kind of cool. Ask him if we could do a video.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. We do have
in his store.
There's a possibility we have a gaming store opening up in town.
Yeah.
Our friend Brian, he's thinking about opening up a store. We don't know if he's going to or not. That'd be awesome. And it'd be really cool to get to be able to do some recording in there, and if he does do it.
And I know we've always talked about it, but you know we just haven't won the lottery yet, so.
Yeah, exactly.
So but, that's not happening anytime soon.
At least not till we're out of college.
Yeah. But we'll be in massive mountains of debt.
But I think that is it for this video.
Way to end on a depressing note.
Hey, unicorns, just
waka waka.
Guys, Abe Lincoln.
Vampire Hunter.
Abe Lincoln. All right.
We'll see you guys next time here at Bullshit Games. Hopefully, if you liked, subscribe. It's all down there in the thingamajig. Share us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitters. Yeah, share us on YouTube.
Yeah.
You crazy kids.